Welcome to this edition of On the Mat with James Brake here on ISN Missouri. Vince Brown alongside Cape Central Wrestling coach James Brake. Welcome back, Coach.
Thanks for having me again.
The SEMO Conference Tournament, that's always the precursor to the districts. Happened at Dexter this year. How did the kids do this time around?
All in all, it was a good tournament for us. We had 7 all-conference wrestlers. That's a bit up from years past. Saw some good quality competition, got some good matches in there. So all in all, I'd say the tournament went pretty well.
Who were some of the bigger names that you guys went up against that made it to the top of the podium?
Well, at heavyweight, Grummer ends up in 3rd place. He ran into Campbell from Windsor, who we hadn't seen yet, and that was a really, really competitive match, triple overtime. One of those that it's one of those losses that definitely makes you better. Desmond Howard ran into Peyton Sparks from Farmington, and he had a good, solid match. Lost the 4-2 decision, but competitive in the match, and we're looking forward to being that 3rd district if we get to see him again. And we had Fletcher and Wolvet took 3rd, Caleb Jurgen was 4th, and Jawan Howard was 2nd place as well. So a lot of good performances.
You got one more major tournament coming up this week. That's the Liberty Invite. How is that compared to some of the other smaller invites you've been at this season?
Well, the Kansas City area wrestling's huge, and there's a lot of great programs out there. This tournament, historically for us, has been one where we see just really, really tough, top-notch competition. The kids love it. I love it. It's a great tournament. Last year, we actually went up there and brought home flack for 3rd place. So kids just wrestled about standing up there, and we're looking for a similar performance this year. I think it's a great tournament to get you ready for that district tournament.
We'll preview a little bit of the districts coming up in February, and we'll talk about one of the more interesting moves that a lot of counter wrestlers who love wrestling on the mat do. Stay right here and keep your headgear on. This is On the Mat with James Brake. Back. You're still on the mat with James Brake, Vince Brown along with Cape Central Wrestling coach James Brake. We look ahead to the district tournament, 2nd week of February. This is the one and only playoff for area wrestlers, and if they make it here, they make the Hearn Center. And this time around, districts go to the Farmington Civic Center, much bigger venue than in years past. Are the kids up for the challenge?
Absolutely. I mean, this is what you're looking forward to from the day after the last season to the very first day of the wrestling season back in November. This is what it's all about for us. This is the thing that we train for. This is what the kids have focused on. The rest of the competition, the duels, and the tournaments that we go to, we really look at those as practices for the district tournament. So we've got a room full of guys in there that they're hungry for it, they want it, they've been preparing for it, and they're ready for it. We're looking at 5 or 6 state qualifiers this year.
We put in focus this week one of the more interesting moves that a lot of counter wrestlers who like wrestling on the mat and getting themselves that escape point or even a reversal in some cases get. And that's the ever popular Granby roll, where basically if the guy is in the what's known as the referee's position, he will roll himself away in such a way that he can reverse himself and become the aggressor. How is that coached, so to speak, and how do these wrestlers train themselves day after day to perfect that move?
Well, Granby system is a great move. There's a whole series you can run there, and we like our kids, to take what's there. We always start with our stand-up. If we're explosive, we're going to try to hit our stand-up and get that escape because it's relatively safe. Kid stops your stand-up, you got to go to move number 2. For a lot of kids, that's going to be a switch. For others who don't feel comfortable there, they're going to go right into their Granby roll. And it's something that we encourage our athletic kids to do, and it's something we encourage our experienced wrestlers to do. We know how their body works. But these 1st and 2nd year kids, it's stand up, stand up, stand up. Until they perfect that, they don't need to move on quite yet. But we do have a couple kids in here that can definitely hit that Granby, hit it for 1 for the escape, or sometimes you can hit it for 5 if they follow. You can wrap up your Peterson off of it.
We'll recap the Liberty Invite on next week's show and look ahead to the big quad with Dexter, Farmington, and the crew as we get ready to head toward districts. Along with James Brake, I'm Vince Brown. You've been on the mat with James Brake here on I Get Snap Missouri.